Did you in fact commit those acts? I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right. Have you ever solicited for prostitution in New York? Same answer. Have you ever solicited a minor for prostitution anywhere at any time? I'd like to answer that question, but today I'm going to have to assert my Fifth Amendment rights. Little Rod, thank you so much for being on the program. That is a great hat. Thank you so much. That I'm not sure if there's a story there. But the floor is yours. In your reaction to this Diddy trial ruling that he is found guilty on 2 charges, but the big charges he has been acquitted on. Your experience with Diddy, the floor is yours. Well, I'll say I'm still processing it, but it's important to know that it's still a win. It's a win-win. Sean Combs has for over 3 decades been able to escape and not answer to any crimes that he's done. And I've successfully been able to make it where he has to answer to some crime. He's now a 2-time felon. He's a sex offender, and the fight is not over. I'm hearing that there might be more charges coming to him. And also, I personally know that there are a lot of evidence that they did not bring to this case. So I'm hearing that they're talking about bringing more charges on later. So I trust the justice system. I think we just need to wait and see what this team is going to do, despite what everybody else is think. There are a lot of lawsuits against Diddy out right now. It's too many to count. You have one of them. Can you explain your lawsuit against Diddy? Because this is an ongoing investigation. I'm a decline on that one. They put a gag order on all attorneys. Not really the clients, but I want to respect as we're in a deep fight and it's not an easy fight. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna decline that one. Of course. I'll just read the headline here from the Hollywood Reporter and let it speak for itself. Little Rod producer is suing Diddy for $30 million. Speaks out in an interview. He's a monster. Little Rod says that he's now that he's now broken hiding as the bombshell lawsuit could take down Sean Combs and his empire moves through the courts. So can you explain this quote? He's a monster. Talking about Diddy. Any can you expand on that at all, Little Rod? I mean, we've heard some of the things that was uncovered in this trial with the arson, the Kitcoy, all the threats and everything. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to see the type of behavior that he's capable of doing and have done. He's a monster. Just to give you a little bit, someone on my team was flipped. He did flip them, and I don't know if you have any kids or anything, but I do. They threatened my kids. You know what I'm saying? They threatened me. They hired a private investigator to start following my people and tracking down and trying to turn people against me. I've had all types of threats, phone calls from people I know, don't know, in a whole 9 yard. So I simply last year had to move and find somewhere I didn't even go outside to take out the trash. That's how afraid that I've seen certain things behind closed doors with this guy being present that is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing that I could do was to go hiding because they were for sure looking for me. I don't know if you guys know, but Cassie case did not bring or trigger this case that the feds did. It was what I did that triggered this. I also sat down with them for about 5 days just to discuss all of the evidence and a lot of things that I seen over there, which gave them the right to go do the raid. And they found guns there, they found drugs. I told him about, the drug me and everything. He was loading the plane with drugs in the fanny pack that day. So a lot of things that I said were found to be true, but some of those things did not come up in the trial. And I'm pretty sure that they have an angle and a reason why, which they did say that they're going to bring more charges. Now that's very interesting. There's a lot of speculation about those private jets that were flown into the Bahamas from Diddy's multiple mansions and what was on those planes. You're saying that there were drugs on the planes. Well, I can't tell you exactly what were on those planes on that specific day. However, when they did catch Brandon Paul, he did have a fanny pack with drugs, and he did plead guilty to that, and he did testify in this trial. So I'm not I'm not aware if he had drugs on that day. There's lots of rumors, of course. I just heard you guys talking about him being an informant for the feds, specifically the FBI since the night. There's rumors going on that Christina Coram KK has ties to the cartels or a family member or something of that sort. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things that are being said, and I believe a lot of it is true. But I can't tell you on that specific day if he had drugs transporting back and forth because I wasn't there. In fact, I was hiding. What about this allegation? What about this allegation that he's the Epstein of the music industry? Have you seen anything like that? I mean, obviously, we've heard some of the testimony. He's been found guilty, of course, of prostitution, violations of what's called the Mann Act. But maybe you could detail like what perhaps what you've witnessed, uh, and maybe what more charges the federal government could bring here. Because Little Rod, most people are like, wow, he's probably going to go free here. That's what DeRate just said. Yeah, I doubt if he's going to go totally. Um, but in the same token, this is not a surprise to me. I mean, we've seen him do just poof, make anything just disappear that happens. You know what I'm saying? And but this guy has been, again, he's been allegedly a foreman for over and he's gotten away with a lot of things. He's got power, you know what I'm saying? He's got a lot of money and he's been doing this. God knows who he knows. If you look at it, the prosecutors had attorneys, but he had two attorneys per their one attorney. So for example, they had five attorneys, he had 10. You know what I'm saying? And if you look in that courtroom, a lot of the attorneys that he had represented some of the biggest um mob gangsters, or you know what I'm saying? I'm told one of the attorneys represented uh Trump, you know what I'm saying? Oh, not only that, Mark Gargo, who's I personally seen, I was there the first 2 days of I seen him run into and talk to Puff's attorneys, then run right outside and talk to TMZ, which was helping to shape the narrative to the public inside the courtroom. So it's so many things that I was seeing happening that was just like nobody else can do. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the jurors would tamper with and we just don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm still processing everything that has happened, is happening, and is going to happen. We all don't know, but what we do know is he is a two-time convicted felony and he's a sex offender. So you're saying that based on your knowledge of how Diddy operates, and you said that he threatened your children and yourself, uh, that he may have gotten to the jury and may have tampered with the jury. It's a high possibility. It's a high possibility. This one of the investigators called my kid mother, and my 8-year-old at the time picked up the phone and he was talking to my 8-year-old. However, he was also trying to coerce my baby mother into turning against myself. So I'm saying firsthand, I've experience on how this guy gets very, very dirty. Well, it's tough day. I think, obviously Diddy was guilty of sin, and uh we wanted the justice system to work, and this is just the way that it works, and it's imperfect. But we hope that you'll join us again, Little Rod, and that uh you'll be able to elucidate for our audience what happens next. Maybe there will be more charges. There are a lot of lawsuits. We still in a major fight. We're still in a this is just round one. You know what I'm saying? But right now I'm just gonna focus to get back to the music. Um I got a book, Diddy Will Diddy, that we're gonna drop pretty soon. But the fight is not over. My lawsuit is still going on. My RICO charges did drop, but we're gonna bring those back as well. You know what I'm saying? And the fight is not over. Here's Little Rod's uh Instagram right here. You can follow Little Rod as well. And I'm sure you can find his music on all streaming platforms. Thank you, Little Rod, for being on our program, and a moment of levity here. You have the best hat selection of any guest we've ever had. We've had thousands and thousands of guests. Nobody has worn a um crocheted sunflower hat like this, and it is beautiful. I appreciate you, man. All right. Thanks, Little Rod. Take care.